Hey, Mike, what do Kelly Slater and PT have in common?
I don't know. They're both world champs?
Nope, they both own Endless Summer box set.
Oh my God, rad. You guys, you can get it too. The link's in the show notes. Welcome back, everybody, to Season 3 of the QuiverCast. This is Mike, your host, and this is all brought to you by YourAudioLegacy.com and QuiverBuilder.com. And please check out my other podcast, The Stinky Booties, I do with my buddy, Billy. Let's roll. All right, everybody. This is Mike here with the QuiverCast, and our special guest is Tom Steenbock. Did I say it right, Tom?
Yep. Said it
All right.
Right, yeah.
Dude, Tom, Oceanside guy, but not originally, right?
No.
So how did this whole thing start, Tom?
So I started out skating, lived in the Inland Empire. I was born in Missouri, lived in Kansas till I was about 9. Our parents moved us out. We had an uncle came out and visited one spring, following summer. A year later, we moved out here. Yeah, I was all into fishing yet and stuff when I was young, and then started skateboarding. Like lived kind of right by Upland, the pipeline. So Skater Crater's first park I skated, but then it was Upland a lot, and then Colton, the ranch, opened up, and then that was like my park. That was like 10 minutes from our house. So yeah, some guys like Greg O'Neill, Eddie Alguera, a few guys surfed that skated a lot. And then there was this pool right by our junior high. We'd go and skate, and then I met Jim Pinkerton there. So like we'd roll down there after school, and then we started skating this pool, and then started hanging out with Pinkerton. He had older brothers that had surfed. We were driving, so started surfing with him, and then I was hooked. That's like just the whole thing of traveling, all these real remote locations and stuff. I used to get a mag, and you'd study the mag. Now there's video and all this stuff where growing up, you wouldn't see the full sequences of, everyone's styles and stuff. So you just see photos, and we just studied those. So yeah, hanging out with Jim, and then he's a really good surfer. He's like natural. So hanging out with him, he really pushed me a lot. Going from skating to surfing, you got to learn the ocean, judging different sections and everything. So there's a lot to it. I had to work really hard. I feel like I didn't really have any natural talent, but I just loved it. Tried to spend a lot of time in the water, and finally figured out how I could kind of surf.
Yeah, no. Okay, so how old were you when you moved from Missouri to Colton or Upland?
Well, I went to Fontana High School. We lived in Fontana. Yeah, Fontucky, some people call it. But
all right, yeah. I'm guilty of it.
Yeah. So I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I turned 10 right after we moved.
Was it a different, completely different world?
Totally different, yeah. It was like, so my grandfather had farms, so he had pond. He owned this bulldozing service, so used to fish for catfish and bass, come out here and then learn trout fishing, fishing with 2-pound line, and got all into fishing. But then wanted to do something a little more physical. I always played baseball and football and stuff. Kind of had enough of the team sports. Wanted to do something,
okay,
so I could branch out from there.
So what did you see skateboarding, or did the kids in the neighborhood skating?
Same thing. I'd grab a couple magazines, see Tony.
Just randomly?
All Dogtown Boys, yeah. There's a couple guys around, in junior high who were skating and stuff. So, California. I'm a California kid. I'm going to start skating now. And then from there, I just went to surfing, And so that's...
Let's break that down. So you're skating this. So when did you meet Jim? Who was a pro?
So we're in junior high. Yes. So we were probably like 8th and 9th grade. So
okay.
Like
your childhood
13
friends.
years old. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super nice.
Yeah. Great guy.
So he was already surfing before you?
Yeah. He had older brothers. So yeah, he's like, oh man, surfing's skating's pretty fun, but surfing, like you should go surfing with me sometime. So
you just took him up on it?
Yeah.
How was the traffic then as compared to today?
So we drive like 60 to 91. 91 would be pretty bad. Like my parents, they're all gone now, but we drive up there and just taking the 15 up there, and 91's like super gnarly now. Like it used to be bad back then. I was late to work. A couple days, just pushing it. Santa Ana Day in Newport, you know what I mean? We can get a few more. And then, we didn't think about traffic.
Yeah, no kidding.
You go back there all fried, sunburnt, and then washing these dishes, all this hot steam coming on my face. Yeah.
All right, so now you're from Fontana. Sorry, and then you're surfing. Like your go-to spot is
Yeah, Huntington, Newport. If we didn't have,
is that your first wave?
A lot of time, first place to end up Blackie's. Yeah.
Oh, Blackie's.
Blackie's in Newport. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was after school or early sessions. We surfed there, but San Clemente, Jim had a lot of friends. We had a lot of friends in San Clemente. So we'd spend weekends in San Clemente, and then my mom worked at the school district, and my elementary school teacher or principal had a trailer down in Encinitas.
Okay.
By Shamrock Trailer Park, right behind Captain Keno's right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure.
We'd spend some weekends down there, surf Moonlight. Steps used to be good back in the day. We had a little more sand and stuff. And yeah, he let us, me and a couple buddies, rent that out somewhere between my junior and senior year in high school. So I worked at McDonald's at Del Mar as like the fry guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, but that was, first taste of beach living and getting off work and getting the session in, evening sesh. And so that really lit my fire, being able to surf every day and stuff. So, and then I had to go back to Fontana and finish senior year of high school. But so
you're like 17 at this age, or 16?
Yeah, like 16, 17 once I started driving. And then, so.
What was your level of surfing like at that point? Were you like hanging with the
I
guys?
started to do 360s. I did my first 360 like Taco Bell, north of the pier in Huntington. So nowhere near Jim, but I was fitting a couple turns in, little 360s as I saw guys ripping, doing those, kind of like that. And just coming from skating, there's so many different tricks. So I kind of wanted to bring that to surfing, you know what I mean? Like there's different things I want to learn, different ways to approach surfing compared to a lot of guys were the way that guys were surfing there. So I just tried to mix it up a little bit more variety.
Okay, so like what year is this? Do you know?
82, 83. I moved down to Oceanside, and then we always kind of, if we had time, if it's small anywhere, you'd go to Oceanside. There's a wave there, and so and it's a little more affordable, than a lot of places around. So I moved actually with Jim Pinkerton's older brother, Dana. Me and him, we lived in, used to be Altamar Hotel. It's a little place they called Land's Inn, just south of Tyson Street. Mm-hmm. So I lived there for a couple of years, right on the beach, south of the Strand. No one would surf Tyson back in the day. Like, now from the pier to Cassie, it can be packed. Yeah, back in the day, it was a lot less crowded. So, we had it really good there for quite a while. Yeah.
Okay, but in 82, were you trying to skate the wave? Or how were you approaching the wave? You said differently.
Yeah, just mixing it up, doing a variety of those 360s. And, I was a terrible barrel rider. I still am. There's a couple guys they mentioned, who they just assume the position, smirk, Mark Manigan.
Yeah.
My buddy John Douglas, who I traveled a lot, and he spent a lot of time in Hawaii. We'll probably get to that later, but there's some guys who are just natural. That wasn't me.
Okay, so you're more of like go down the line,
turn, like lip slides. I love doing lip slides and at the skate parks and stuff. So then,
so were you trying to
Davey Smith? You'd see him back like doing those kind of roll ins. Roll out the back of the wave, you get speed, and just mixing it up, different lines you could take on waves, trying to find those.
Was Davey Smith, is that the guy from like Santa Barbara or Oxnard or something?
Yeah. So he was doing theirs back in the day, and like I said, those floaters, he'd roll out the back of the wave and do a pump, and he'd drop back in. It's like,
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Long time I heard that name. Where's really that guy today?
I'm not sure.
That'd be rad to get a hold of him.
Yeah, that guy is a really good surfer.
So, were you watching videos of him, or were you seeing him in real life? Like
just those photos, we'd see photos.
Okay.
And then me and Pinkerton, I think he ordered the boards. This guy, Bob Clayberger, he lived just south of the pier in Huntington, a little mobile home. But so we went there, Jim ordered a board, and then we were checking the waves, and we saw Bud Lamas on the south side of the pier. And watching that guy, the stuff he was doing then, just flying way beyond anything I'd seen before. Because like we talked about, we kind of just saw magazines. Yeah. And to see him flying and line it up the way he was, it's like, wow, man.
So your first...
You can kind of see some possibilities, like where surfing could go.
So do you think from seeing the photos of Davey Smith to Bud Lamas, there was a difference? Or you saw Bud Lamas in real life and you saw...
Yeah, that's when first time I saw it in real life, where you like see a guy's style, like how how you would connect those movers. Like you see a guy just launching in air. It's a photo. You don't know how he went about approaching that or what.
Yeah.
But once you see a guy drawing those lines, big roundies and cracking it, and just someone with all that speed, like wow, okay, that's.
And he was like a backside air guy too.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He was an amazing surfer. For
yeah.
Sure.
So were you trying to replicate that or what?
Yeah.
Or did you like combine styles?
Just hoping I could get to that level sometime, Yeah. Just going fast and cracking the lip, like I said, kind of lip slides, throw a 360 in here, there, roundies. Yeah. And then speed, power, and flow, just trying to. And then so shortly after that, is when the Performers came out, Quicksilver movie, with Cram and Willie Morris, Chappie Jennings, Kong, all those guys.
Yeah.
And then that's when VHS, you can watch this over and over. So that was like, that's what we really studied, the Performers. And then, so shortly after that, so I was doing the WSAs. Jim always did good. I was hoping to make a heat or two.
Yeah.
So, I think it was 84. This is right after I moved down. The U.S. Championships in Makaha.
Yeah.
And then to watch a performer study that and then be able to go to Hawaii and surf these waves is like,
How'd you get to go through WSA?
Through WSA, yeah. There's a couple guys, that had points ahead of me that weren't able to make it.
Okay.
And my mom and dad said, yeah, we'll get
Really?
you over there. We'll get you on that.
Were
So,
they,
yeah.
How'd they think about you surfing, or would they think?
I think they liked it a lot. Yeah,
Did they?
it was like, look, it's a really healthy outlet. It's really good for you. And I was I played. So playing football and stuff, it's pretty strong and stuff. So I think it transitioned. I was in shape, kind of training, working out for football and stuff. And so I was pretty much able to jump in the water and try to keep up with Jim a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk. I want to have a couple questions. How are those days when you're driving from Fontana? You get to the beach and it's blown out and crappy. You just left 100 degrees.
We're out there. We're always out there.
No matter what?
No matter what. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that helped your surfing?
I think so, for sure. Yeah.
Why do you think
and,
that?
Just time in the water, like I said, I don't feel like I really had any natural talent. And that's, you surf everything, especially you surf contests. Your heat's coming up 15 minutes, you got to go make the best of it. So
no matter what.
So yeah, we're out there. It's victory storm, all white capped out there. And you'd be surprised sometimes when you paddle out and stuff like that. It's like, wow, got a couple of sections. You go out with low expectations.
Yeah.
Low expectations. You're not going to get much, and you get a couple turns, or can connect some. It's like, wow, okay. And then you always, whenever you paddle out, you're always better after you come in. Like this morning, waves are pretty bad, but we got to stay on it. Especially getting older. Like I'm out there.
Okay. So then I have a question. Old Tom, okay, surfing whatever conditions. Are you a lot more picky nowadays? Do you pick your conditions?
I do, but with all the equipment, it's changing now. You can grab a twin fin, or a lot of times I'll drive down. I live right here, like I can ride my bike down, but I'll drive a lot of times because I bring 3 boards. It's like, what's going to fit in the waves out there best. So
okay.
It's really yeah, I think everyone kind of has that mindset now, going to all your growler board, shorter, wider, flatter, like, you can get a couple turns out there. So
are you surfing, you're trying to find okay, I see what you're saying for sure. I mean, that's today's, how is your quiver now? What's your quiver consist of?
I've got kind of downsized a lot. I was around 30. Got rid of some, but kind of building it up again. But
okay.
Just nice mixing it up, Same thing with fins. Like I've played around with fins and boards a lot. It's all about the feel, It's like, so yeah, just mixing up fins, just keeping it fresh. Like,
okay.
Back in the day, 6'4" or 6'5" used to be our short board, glass on fins, and you'd ride that board and everything.
Right.
But being able to mix it up, like with the fin systems and all different fin templates we got going on now. So a lot of boards I'll try with twin little trailer, and just keeping it fresh, new feels, so you're not getting stills. But sometimes I feel like I just need to stay on my thruster for a month. But then when the waves aren't that great, you're like, it can kind of be a struggle out there. So just being able to mix it up like that, keep it fresh, keeps it exciting.
So do you ever have like an old board that you kind of like put away, like I'm done with that board, but then you put new fins on and all of a sudden it feels new to you?
Yeah. So I had this one board I got from Madison. It was a Shimbawa. John Bellick from Maui shaped it for me. And yeah, we got a river mouth that blew out here. It's been probably 5 or 6 years ago, but blew a fin box out in it. So I ended up, worked pretty good with twins, but the big MR fins. So I glassed twin fins on it. They're different template, and it didn't really feel like it went very good. So I had some the stiletto fins from Madison, and so just the other day, got out my grinder. I used to sand boards for a while, but and trace out the template from those stiletto fins. So yeah, I grinded down the big twin fins, and then just kind of resurrected that board. Like
really?
So yeah, so I put those quads back in it in the back, and it was a Hydroflex. So I sanded for them for a while. I used to pump air in those, so you can kind of adjust the stiffness of the board. But that was a magic one, and yeah. Recently got back on that really fun board. So
are you sticking?
Like a magic one for me back in the day, and finally broke it out and getting it wet again.
So how does that feel?
Really good, yeah.
Just like, does it feel like a new board, or does it like an old friend?
Old friend, yeah.
Okay.
You kind of get those feels like, and then same thing. So I rode it for like a couple weeks in a row, and then haven't maybe ridden it since. But yeah, just being able to mix it up and having another one in the rotation is always fun. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your core rotation?
So I rode like squash tail or around like thumbtail thrusters for a long time. So that's my go-to a lot. So firewires, it's been really hard to get those right now during the pandemic, but I had a no-brainer. It was like, board was magic for me. Sci-fi. Seaside's super fun one. Go Fish. That was a really good board for me too. I blew a fin box out on that one, and that one too. Yeah, anytime, especially the EPS riding twins, I think that foam's a little softer, and it's once you start torquing on them, easy to blow a fin box out. So that's kind of the downside of riding twins. But since I've been making a lot more, getting patches and reinforcement, in their fin boxes, because easy to blow those out. But we're kind of all figuring this out together, all these different shapes of twin fins and stuff. So
you got shapes now, and then you got different foams out there.
Yeah.
And then even glassing's totally, you have so many different multiple ways of doing it now.
Yeah. So, but since then I've gotten some chemistries from Jason's making me a good board. I got this Boombastic that goes really good right now. I've been super stoked on that last few sessions, and a couple from MB, from Burns too, that are going really good. Yeah.
So do you have to mix your shapers up?
Yeah.
Why?
Just like I said, it's been kind of hard getting those firewires, and then just stoked on these guys that have been making boards forever, like Jason's. I've known him since he's at a Grom, and he's really, he always blowing tail out on my face and stuff. But really good surfer and shaper, and he's come a long way. And an MB, like I remember just talking about when I lived in Encinitas, surfed north end of the campgrounds and Carlsbad, and this really good swell, and seeing Mike light it up.
Really?
For all these years, 40 years, and he's still eternal Grom.
Yeah. So so let's go backwards. How was you went to Makaha for the contest. How was that?
Yeah.
Was that your first trip to Hawaii?
Yeah, it was the first one.
And how old are you?
Yep. I think 17, or maybe
young man?
Maybe it just turned 18 right then. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so we had a cousin, like a distant cousin of mine. He was a dentist over there, so his son picked us up at the airport. And then had a good friend, Randy McCabe, that I lived with down here on the Strand. He's a Florida boy. So his buddy, he had just left Hawaii. He was there before us, but they lived in the A-frames at Rocky Points. Yeah, I might be able to hook you up with a place to stay. So me and Jim just slept on the floor, and right there at Rockies. Knew the combo to the gate. You walk out, and you're standing right at Rockies. So, oh man, that was pretty epic.
How are the waves?
Really good. Water's beautiful water, and just the smell, standing on that coarse sand beach, and the smells and everything. Yeah, insane. Winds are always changing there. The tides, if you're on a place like that, you're watching it, it can go to just terrible to pretty good,
Yeah.
in just an hour or two. So we're always, every hour running down the trail and check it. Oh yeah, we're out there. There's not many guys on it either, So I remember first morning waking up, running down the trail, and Parsons was out there all by himself. It's like, oh man, watching Parsons light it up. And back in the day, we'd always pull up to Oceanside. This is like across from the boat ramp. There's like 6 parking spots right there. You know, you wouldn't have to pay. If you got there early and got one of those spots, you can see from South Jetty, North Jetty, like you're posted up there for the day. You know, yeah. So we'd always see Parsons checking it early, and then he went on to surfing Todos a bunch, Cortez, and all that. You know, but it's pretty rad seeing these guys and where they went with surfing.
Yeah. So you're in Hawaii. And Rocky Point, is that your regular session? How long did you guys stay there for?
So we were there for like 2 or 3 weeks, or
cool.
like maybe close to a month. Yeah, we did. So I do like a month in Hawaii, and then, or actually a month. So I started hanging out with John Douglas. We did a couple mainland Mex trips. So that was a year after we first went to Hawaii. So we split to mainland. So back then I was busting tables, trying to save up, and then we did mainland Mex trip for a month, come back, work for like another month, and then I take off to Hawaii for a month. So I did that a couple years in a row. So like, you know. So
how was it going from California, kind of colder water and different, to Hawaii? Like your first session, do you remember it?
Yeah, totally. It's so inviting, and that water. I still remember like taking off and wave jacking up, cartwheeling, feathering lip, throwing over you. I got work, but I pop back up and get a taste of it. We surf gas chambers a lot, kind of off the peak at the lefts, kind of running towards Rocky Ride. So kind of a little niche away from the pack. And so just as that's what I'm always looking for. Get away from the pack, like surf lowers now or wherever. Just a little wave that might not be quite as high as quality as the main peaks, but you can slide over here and you can find some peaks, you know, up your wave count. It's about just, if you're catching waves, you're having fun.
Yeah, that's true. So then you go from Hawaii, you get the experience there, which was that eye-opening, or was it just more like fun?
Yeah.
Did you get some big swells, like in situations?
Yeah, I got pushed. So we hung out with Steve Ward, Pinkerton, Dino Andino, so all these San Clemente guys. So Jim was sponsored by Town and Country there, so we went there. We picked up his 5-board quiver. I took like 2 boards. I had I think like a 6'3" or 6'4" was my short board, and I had like a 6'10". So you got a 7'4", I'm paddling out my 6'10". You know? Yeah. I remember like
where are you guys going out on? And this is like your first, like they're pushing you into big waves?
Yeah.
They're saying you have to go out?
Dude, not really, but
okay. You wanted
I'm out there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got to experience this. Like,
okay. How was that?
It's pretty heavy, you know, like, but that's what we do, you know. That's how you learn. Put yourself in these situations. We surf small, like Sunset Point. We did paddle out Sunset. So the first day they ran at Sunset. So
really,
yeah. So we paddled out in the channel, and Bradshaw, Fu, all these guys, you know, Roger Erickson, whatever, all these Kong, all those guys, just sitting in the channel and watching. You know, you hear about men riding mountains. Yeah. That's what it was. Really? Looking into that, you know. But crazy to see what the guys are, short boards they're riding out there now and stuff. You never think about taking anything less than like a 7.6 out there to be able to catch those. So it's crazy. And then, crazy where surfing has gone.
So then you get the experience in Hawaii. Then you go to mainland Mexico. How is there a difference, or are they similar?
Yeah. Pasquales. So we surf Baja all the way down. So got a lot of fun stuff. Abriojos, Scorpion Bay. This place called The Wall. And then Cabo, some really fun sessions in Cabo where that's more playful. And then get to mainland, like Cannons and Mazatlan. We got really fun. Punta de Mita, San Blas. Some fun ways through there. And then you get Pasquales, you know. So we met this Aussie kneeboarder guy. We took the ferry from Cabo over to Puerto Vallarta, and we drove down from there. But so we're hanging with these guys, and kneeboarder's kind of charger. And then John Douglas he lived with Mike Latronic in Sunset Point, so he had like years of North Shore experience, like big wave guy. So I was more like more of a high performance, you know, trying to bring my skateboarding. So like smaller waves, I'd kind of light it up. John, he would always lay it on rail, like riding a little bit bigger boards. Yeah, Pasquales, John, because he had all the experience in heavy water, you know, he was paddle out there and just rule it. Where I was like, kind of same thing there, taking off and cartwheeling, looking out of the barrel. on my, I think 6'6", I think was my longer board then,
Okay.
where, these guys are charging that now, but I could use a little more foam out there probably.
Yeah, you think, so you just didn't have enough board? Or you just think,
Yeah, just I
drop it in
haven't
too
really, just the way that wave jacks up, like paddling out, you see it at pipe where you're paddling out and the wave goes beyond sea level,
Yeah.
You see concave, you get to the bottom, but there's actually like transition at the bottom of the wave. There's so much water sucking up. So it's just as fast as the water is moving, it's, you just got to spend some time and figure that out, where you're going to set your rail and the line you're going to take and stuff. So yeah, just a whole nother type of surfing.
okay. How many times did you guys go down the map?
So we did that. I did that 2 years in a row, and then we did a couple
With solid swell?
later on. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then we got first trip 85, a couple days Pasquales, and then we were at Tikla. It's like a river mouth, and it's like a big bay, and so it's like second or third morning there, beach waxing up. Yeah, waves are pretty solid. The earthquake, September '85.
Really?
Yeah, so it killed a lot of people in Mexico City. It killed a lot of people. Yeah, I was on the beach waxing up, and all these chickens and pigs are just running around squealing, making the gnarliest sounds, and you could see waves going through the earth. It was like
Really?
almost knee high. I don't know, might be exaggerating a little bit, but like calf high. Like it looked like Jello. I could barely stand up. I just dropped to my knees, started praying. Like something like that happens. Our creator's only one to turn to.
Yeah,
You're like
yeah.
So
Wow.
really gnarly experience. But
Like Mexico City's far from there, though, right?
yeah.
And it still went all the way down there?
Yeah, in Tecomán, I know it killed some people in Tecomán too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So September '85. I'm not sure the date. We could probably look it up, but yeah, super
Wow.
heavy. So yeah, I paddled out after that. Me, and one other guy made it out the back. He didn't last too long, and then I'm just paddling over these waves, and they keep coming. Like I didn't really think about it, a tsunami or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I felt like I was paddling out to the horizon for like an hour and a half or so.
Really?
I finally got one, but maybe I shouldn't have. But kind of got a couple, but it was pretty heavy. Yeah, after what I went through on land, and then being out there by myself, out the back and shores looking a little more in the distance.
Oh, my goodness.
But it was a heavy time.
Yeah. Where else in Mexico you guys score? So after that trip, well, actually, let's go backward. After that trip, after the earthquake, you surfed, kind of like Mexico kind of get like crazy? Like, not crazy. What's the right word I'm looking for? Like, how'd you guys get home and everything? Like, chaos, I guess.
So, yeah, so we drove.
Oh, you drove there?
Yeah, we drove down there. Yeah, so buddy Dave O'Neill, we took his van down. Me, Dave O'Neill, John Douglas, and his girlfriend Melissa drove down. Yeah, it's pretty cool rolling that old VW bus, except for didn't drive much at night, but it's old 6-volt, and it would short out sometime. The lights would go out, and you know how gnarly the crowns are on the road, the drop-off. So you'd be like opening your door, trying to, waiting for the lights to go back on. But it was pretty gnarly. It's like pop top, so we'd roll through town. Someone would be driving, we'd pop the top up and just be scoping out the sides, sticking our heads out the back. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
How long was that drive? I didn't know you guys drove.
So yeah, we did a month. So we took like a week or maybe 10 days to get to Cabo, a few days in Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, a couple days in Puerto Vallarta, surfing Punta de Mita and stuff. And actually one of those trips, I think it was maybe the second, or actually this might have been in the 90s, early 90s, we did one. But we got a beach break in town in Puerto Vallarta, really good too.
What's the crowd like then?
Not bad. I know. Mm-hmm. Back then you think crowds are pretty heavy, but compared to today, we had it empty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anything else about the Hawaii there you wanted to mention?
Nothing right off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of good people there. And
Have you been back lately?
Been back with the family, a couple family trips.
Okay.
In 2000, it's kind of another story or whatever, but so 2000, I feel like my surfing was still kind of getting a little bit better then. So yeah, I'm going. So I was going to Costa Rica a bunch. 98, I started going to Costa Rica, and then this contest coming up at Lower. So I'm going to just throw my hat in the ring or whatever. So I did so I think it was at PSTA. I don't know. There's and the PSSA.
Yeah, the PSAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bud Tour was one. I don't know. I get mixed up. But anyway, I did that series. Did all right. Made it through a few rounds. Every contest.
Okay.
But yeah. So I went back. Nezzy kind of pushed me. There's contests coming up at pipe, so I was like seeded in the third round. So I went and did a contest there.
Really?
Just to surf pipe with a couple guys, So
how'd that go?
Same kind of cartwheeling on my first wave. Golden DePessa was in my heat. I think maybe Ezra sit, and there's another Hawaiian guy. But yeah, Golden was kind of out the back, and he couldn't quite get into it. I was sitting under the ledge a little bit more, and so ate it on my first one. Same thing, cartwheeling, looking out this big barrel. I got a couple waves after that, little pockets, but nothing really deep. But sitting on the beach, shout out to Richard Fox. He got a 10 like a couple heats before mine. Carlsbad guy, really good surfers. Anyway, just throwing that little memory out there.
Yeah, no.
That was insane.
Was that your first time surfing pipe, or have you surfed it before?
We surfed it a couple times. Like first couple times, it was just like a little overhead, just not real pipe. But then, so it's like our second year, we stayed at Walt Cerny's house. Jim knew him from contests and stuff. His parents had a house at Laniakea, a little guest house. So yeah, we were kind of hanging out with Fletchers. We knew them, Christian, Nathan, because their dad had their house at Pipe and stuff. So we'd surf there a bunch, and then we kind of hung with those guys. And so we surf Pipe a little bit, wake up in the dark and hitchhike, or start walking towards Pipe with our board, get rides down there. So we surfed a little bit of Pipe here and there. Yeah.
But during the contest, was that the biggest you've surfed it?
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple sets kind of feathering second reef. It was all pretty much our first reef. But
how's that?
Yeah,
like?
and just
Can
like
you describe what surf like pipe, what it feels like?
It's heavy. Just
it's a lot of water.
Quite so much water rushing up the face. Yeah, paddling out. It's feathering, really good conditions. Have beautiful water looking reefs. Like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
threw them out there. It's like,
how do you mentally
and
get
that's
ready
like talking to Luke Moore. Seeing that guy. He's always a really good surfer and charger too. I told him I was going, dude, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Hey, that's my shot. I got, I'm getting older now, and I feel like I'm surfing better than I have. So I'm just out there. I'm out there. That's
so.
I keep saying it.
We talked about today. How much are you surfing now?
Quite a bit. Keep a little calendar between every day. I kind of log my sessions between 20 and 45 sessions a month usually.
Wow.
Yeah. So
wow, that's good.
Keeps me going. Yeah, I love it. Like,
so you you never have like a burnout day, or
not really. And then so I blew my knee out. I was out of the water for like 6 months, and then I surfed with a brace for a couple of years. I go, okay, I tore my ACL. So I did like another 6 months out of the water, and don't take anything for granted. If you're healthy, and you got to make the most of it. And like growing up inland, I didn't have the ocean near me all the time, so it's like the skate park. It's always there, it's always inviting. But I got the ocean right here. Even if the waves aren't that great, just sitting out there watching sunrises, sunsets, watching the pelicans cruise, and
there's a
how busy it's getting. It's great escape, go out there and meditate, and just being in the ocean. So I love it. Yeah. So I don't take it for granted. And like we talked about, all the boards now, you have choices, you can go out there and have fun, even sometimes I'll ride a softie, just if it's ankle high, you can catch waves, and I'm on it. I did that the other day at Grandview. I had to work at 7:30, but woke up driving down in the dark and kind of checked like Pono and stuff, and Grandview had just soft little peaks, but I took a softie out there. I got a couple waves, and work's so much easier to go to work after I got a couple.
Yeah. So. What about let's talk about that then. So you have a soft top. Do you have any longboards or anything? Are you staying away from that?
I've had a couple. I'd ride them once in a while, and I just get bored. Soft top, you can still kind of turn, and I feel like I'm going to kill someone riding a longboard too.
Really?
Just I haven't spent enough time. Like in Costa Rica a couple times, and then Tavarua too. On the inside high tide when it's small, but in crowds at the harbor or something. I feel like plow someone over.
Really?
Yeah. Haven't spent enough time on one to feel comfortable on it, really.
Okay. So you're not trying to high performance longboard. It's more
I do little step overs and stuff.
Okay.
Kind of little note.
You're not trying to do cutbacks.
No,
Taylor Jensen.
Taylor Jensen, man. Yeah, you'll be down the beach and you say, "Oh man,
Yeah,
10 feet of board straight up. It's like, oh, and then, big roundy and then straight up into the swoop. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, how does that guy do that?
I have no idea. That is so insane.
I've been looking for his board because I want to get like a rep. I want to get that model. I don't think they're around right now. They're hard to find.
Yeah.
Because I want to surf like half as good as that.
Yeah.
Or a quarter as good as that.
Totally.
On a longboard. It looks so fun.
Yeah. It makes it look so easy.
Dude, it makes it look super easy.
Yeah.
All right. So you're all about pretty much high performance shortboards.
Yeah.
But like wider
Like
sometimes.
turns and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So you're not just trying to get to the nose.
No.
You don't even know how.
And like softy sometimes.
Softs are fun though.
Just butt riding, you know what I mean? Just enjoying the wave. You got this little wave peeling right next to you. You lay back and you just, instead of swinging to your feet, you just swing your feet around in front and you're on your butt. You're just like riding it out. The guys, oh, that was a sick wave. I go, yeah, I just figured I'd sit one out,
Yeah.
and just enjoy the wave for what it is, It's like these waves march from so long to get to me, I want to try to tap into a little bit of that energy.
So you're saying a lot of you're saying surfing's beautiful now. That's your mentality today.
Yeah.
Was it like that in the 90s? Did you have a different aspect?
All that time, like I woke up, all these kids, like we see Lucas and Caitlin, like I always felt like I'm going to go out there and push the limits. I got something to prove. But now it's more about just going out there and getting a couple turns and staying on it, staying in shape. Just you paddle every day, and then we get swell, and you're going, you can go out there and get some.
Okay, but your mentality is totally different.
Yeah,
30 years later, or 40 years.
I need to kind of. Actually, the other day I surfed the rock, and I've been telling you I've been riding a bunch of twin fin and stuff, but I got on that thruster and. It was a day after work, I just got after work. It was right before those gnarly thunderstorms and rain the other day. It was like so sunny and glassy. It's like, whoa. Anyway, I used to live down in Cavalier Mobile Park. So I'd surf that used to be in my spot for a long time too. I'd surf the rock a bunch, but it's like, oh, there's a couple other rocks. So I kind of surfed the peak behind and in front, right around the rock. There was no one really on it. And kind of had a little zeal that day, It's like, we got a couple actually really good turns. The waves weren't that great, but it's like, oh man, a little fire in me today.
Okay.
So some days you're on it, like sort of doing valet and bellman, like, so we run like 6 to 10 miles, not all running, but a lot of jogging, so end of the week, my legs will kind of burn out. So you don't have a lot in it in the tank or whatever. Getting older keeps you in shape, so I love what I do, being outside, showing love to people, hospitality. Like, what a lucky job, a beautiful place I go to work. So don't take that for granted either. After last year being furloughed for 14 months, and people have been super generous and just being able to be back to work, make some money, and put some money in my pocket, and maybe look forward to a trip here sometime. Just enjoying life, Don't take anything for granted because it can be taken away at any time, So always trying to keep it positive, yeah.
So are you a different Tom now than you were, let's say, 80s, 90s, 2000?
Yeah.
Like you seem you've always kind of been humble in the lineup.
Thanks, yeah. I feel like you're
kind of the quiet guy that's ripping.
I try to do for so many years, the pier, that was my spot. So I'd go out there and I left bad taste in some people's mouth. I remember Ricky Irons paddled out there one day with some guy, another industry guy or whatever, but he burned me. So he lost his board and grabbed his board and threw it in. So he started swimming to it. I threw it in and waved. What are you doing? And then Ricky kind of questioned me. Yeah. So when we were growing up, you'd show respect to older guys. You're not going to burn these guys. And I feel like I've been surfing the pier for 25, 30 years. I feel like I deserve some respect. I should be at the top of the pecking order. So, someone does that, looking back, that it wasn't the thing to do. So I kind of changed my attitude since then and trying to show love to people and trying to just stay humble. I'm not that guy anymore. I'll paddle out next to the pier, say what's up to all my buddies I've been surfing without forever. But I usually slide down the beach and just like I talked about, kind of gas chambers or lowers, sitting on the inside and Tom Grom. Or I'll kind of sit on the inside, get leftovers. I'm not sitting out the back with 20 people surrounding me. It's just I don't know. If there's sets with 10, 12 waves, I'd do that sometimes. But I just get kind of anxious. I'd rather just stay busy and get a couple of turns off here and there instead of sitting out the back waiting in the pack. Like,
Okay.
sit in the pack enough on the freeway or in traffic or whatever.
That's
I
true.
don't want to do that surfing. I'd rather keep moving.
Okay. I would agree with you, actually. You kind of earned that spot. You put your time in. But, I mean, your surfing's relative. You still rip, like, hard. So, I mean, everyone should give each other respect. But with, like, COVID and a lot of new surfers, everything's kind of changed.
Yeah.
It's all kind of
And then you can
tossed around and kind of just shook up.
Yeah. And you can sit out the back. You wait for half hour for a set. You finally get one. And then, okay. So this last year, I did that. I was paddling around for 3 hours. Man, finally everyone had one. Like, this, like the peak of the day. It was insane. Came right to me, right? And you see this kid, Tosh Tudor, come paddling out from 40 yards over his shoulder. Turns around right in front of me and just burned me. And John Down said, dude, you gotta get on that kid, And Joel had already gone in. You just got to let it go, Tosh Tudor, like, oh, man, you ruined my day, man. You got plenty coming to you, rolling around with your dad. But like I said, just going to say, you can sit out there, you wait forever for that wave, and or you got some beginner that doesn't know what's going on, and he just trying to get to his feet, dropping straight in, So I just try to stay busy and
so you don't let that bother you.
Try not to. It kind of ruined my day, because that was such a good wave, and he took off, pulled right in where I would have been pulling in, but I straightened out and just probably threw my hands up or something. But yeah. So try not to. We go out there to enjoy ourselves and have a good time, and I try not to let it ruin my day. I just try to keep it positive, and then try to give some away too, and then one of these times someone's going to give me one. So yeah.
What do you mean to give them away? Like someone's been sitting out there with you, one of your buddies? Or
I don't know. They say there's more joy in giving than receiving. Sometimes, just it's good to hoot a buddy on. Sometimes,
yeah, for sure.
Like Joe, not sure of his last name, but surfs a harbor all the time, drives that white truck with the camper. Mm-hmm. He gave me one, it totally made my day, and since then I've been giving him probably more than that one that made my day. You know what I mean? So
that's funny.
It's good to share once in a while too. It's not all about me. Take. I mean, I love sometimes, through those years you have those sessions where you're paddling out, you get another one, and yeah, I'm taking these, but now I'm more about trying to be a little more of a giver because I've taken a lot in my day.
Have you?
Yeah.
Were you ever that grown?
I was kind of So John Douglas' mom, Jeej was her name. John and Paula, so I would throw Paula's name. She was a really good surfer too. They both surfed for Takayama back in the day, but that's what Jeej, she'd say, man, you're an aggressive paddler. You're all over the place, So yeah,
so you were aggressive.
I had my
younger?
years, yeah, 20 years ago or something. But I mellowed a little bit, yeah. But just trying to have fun, yeah, and not letting those Tosh ruin my day.
All right, then I got a question. This is a two-parter.
Yeah.
So you surf contests kind of throughout your life.
Yeah.
Are you still riding? Are you still surfing them, like at least with board riders? I know that.
Yeah.
And then, are contests fun to you?
It's surf for the
two-parter.
sea. Yeah. They're fun. Same so the year before last, that was the last surf for the sea before the one they just had right now. In the final, this wave came to me. And my buddy Keith Bybee was next to me. I thought there might have been more out the back. I was maybe a little bit deep. I should have went that one, but that was the wave of the heat, and he won the contest. And so, when you work, make it through a few heats, you make the final, and you give a wave away, to a pretty good surfer. Maybe I should hang it up.
Would you have fun that day?
You can't do that when you're in the heat. You got 15 minutes, or it was a final, so you had 20 minutes. But
it's all business.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's in your head. You need to tap into that. You got to be greedy when you're in the heat, and
Is that lesson
and then
learned?
So the board riders at Seaside, I was a little too greedy,
Oh, really?
Because So we were running priority, and I wasn't sure who had priority because you can't hear, and I could barely see the flags on the beach, and I was deep on the peak, and the guy with priority dropped in front of me, and I like cracked it behind him, and I got called interference because he had priority. I didn't know he had priority, but sorry, team. It kind of cost our team, but it wasn't that one was a pretty contest for Oceanside for a lot of us.
All right.
But so it's a fine line being too greedy or not greedy enough. Contest, but the whole I haven't surfed with priority heats a lot, and and my eyesight isn't so great. I couldn't see who had priority. So.
That's funny.
But I knew I could get a good score. Some of those laps were pretty rippable, man, and that's what you do. I got pretty stoked. Churches, I got 6.5 on like my first wave, And I came in and left a lot of time,
Yeah.
And so I knew those laps, man. If I could get one of those, I'd get a good score and try to leave some time. And that's why those are totally different heats to surf too, because we're trying to leave the whammy guy some time. So,
So do you enjoy it?
Yeah, they're still fun, especially board riders.
That's what I was going to
They should have got that going a long time ago, and just bringing the whole community together. I think it's really good for community, for just surfing in general. To just pump up and keep passing it on. Yeah, So and it's amazing surfers we got. The kids. Timo, Caitlin, and O'Toole. Bison, Sharp, like so many of these kids are ripping, and it's pretty crazy because we used to think we're Groms, Jason, all these guys. Now they have kids, and you're so used to seeing, generations, And so
they're all kind of hanging out together. For the same day.
Yeah, so it's really cool. It's good, and just like seeing Braden, you know what I mean? Like he was a Grom, Yeah. So. Time flies, You get older, you start seeing the decades fly. You're like, whoa, man,
It's scary. I mean, I feel you. I'm right with you.
The other day, you said Braden's 20. Like, what?
Yeah, gnarly. It's super crazy.
Yeah.
What about, are you watching like pro contest?
When I do, a lot of times, when we're working, we'll have it on the computer and stuff. But, more watching highlights and stuff. Just depends on what I'm trying to keep up with the house and the yard, kind of busy. I like tuning in and watching some, especially like when they're Australia or Wetters, or if they're on in the evenings, you can sit down and put a little more time in it.
So you're not totally invested in it?
No.
It's just kind of like
I like it, yeah. And then
do you have certain contests?
Just Air 360s, Air 360s. Like John, so my son and I drove up to the ranch, the first contest they had at the ranch, and John Daniel was kind of asking me about it. I said, man, it's kind of boring, man. Mix it up a little bit more. Kind of what we talked about at the beginning, just drawing different lines. Everyone's doing, the same turns and stuff. Like, just try to mix it up, do a little bit of variety here and there, I think.
I have a thought on that. I was watching them, the longboard contest, I think it was last week.
Yeah.
At the ranch. It's a better longboarding wave, kind of.
I think so, yeah.
They look like they were, like that wave was made for a longboard.
Yeah.
Because they're getting to the nose. They come back and doing turns and getting barreled.
And like watching those guys, there was kind of more variety in their styles and the way they surf. Just doing a few cracks here and there.
Yeah, people give it a hard time. Like, Toledo's doing the same thing, or Gabriel. And Gabriel makes it look good. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
The guy's killing it out there.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think that could be I don't think it should be a permanent stop for shortboarders, but longboard, I think it should be.
Yeah.
Those guys are having fun.
Pretty fun watching.
It looked fun. Too. Like I wanted a longboard after that, and I hardly ever longboard.
Yeah.
So, all right, but
and just real quick, just thinking about variety and stuff. So Archie, because I kind of hung with a lot of San Clemente guys. Archie, back in the day too, and then Jim Hogan, and then Potter would spend time in San Clemente. So, the lines Archie was driving back in the day too. And then a quick story about Archie too. So we went, was hanging with Pinkerton. We went to Turtle Bay, buy 2 drinks and you get all you can eat taco bar for like $3 or something. So we hitchhiked or whatever, maybe took the bus. We got to Turtle Bay, but we didn't have a ride back. So we ran into Archie there and had this like old, like 68 Rambler wagon. So yeah, Archie's going to give us a ride. Man. So there's this guard gate, be pulling up in the islands. He's getting the car all sideways. And you got to stop at the guard gate, He's got to stop you, you got to park and validate. What are you doing? Don't be doing that anymore. And so Archie's, oh yeah, yes sir. As soon as we took off out of the gate, bam, right back up on the island. He's getting all sideways. There's a white knuckle ride all the way back to Lania Cay. He gave us a ride. It's like, I thought we were going to end up in Waimea Bay because he'd be pulling off the shoulder. Oh, and he just turned around, pumping his fist. Pretty crazy, wild ride right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, good times.
So he drove gnarlier than he surfed.
Pretty much, yeah. Full speed, man. It's go for speed, like his tat says.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I have an Archie story. Every time I'd go to Sacramento, we camp like Sacramento State Beach. Dude, he surfed that way all the time. I don't know why. But anyway, just a side note.
Yeah, punchy little beach break. It
was never good.
Fun.
I think he was by himself, maybe. I don't know. But, all right. And then what about like with the board riders too? It's kind of showing the Groms and the younger kids, like the generations. Yeah. But it kind of gives them a history of like where surfing was in Oceanside in the 80s, 70s, or because they get to meet all the guys that they can't even comprehend what the differences are.
Yeah. And
so kind of gives a little history story. Yeah, to the younger generation. Hopefully they pass it on.
Yeah, because they're filing through fast as we get older.
Yeah. What do you think? How Oceanside changed since you've been here? Oh
man, so crazy! Like, when I moved, when we lived there on a strand, you'd never see a girl on the beach in Oceanside, and then you with a biker bar up top, and then we surf. We had the pier, when it was. One of the El Nino years, I remember that like the last section of the old pier, as that's when I was living on the strand. It was probably like 85 or 86. We saw that last section come pumping swell, Victory at Sea, and we watched that last section kind of fall in. And,
wow.
So we had the pier there for a few years that was closed, and then lifeguards, you could finally surf through it without lifeguards hassling. And then we went through years where they had the OK signs. I got a couple tickets for surfing the pier. One rainy day offshore, there was like me and two bodyboarders out there, like underage. Dude, I got a ticket. They let the bodyboarders go, and like there's no one around. It's raining. It's offshore. These killer little right barrels going into the pier. The guy called me and gave me a ticket, man. I was like, come on. What? I'm not, then there used to be hassles with the fishermen on the pier.
Yeah. I think they still happen sometimes.
Gabe and Junior, Samoan Gabe, he was a good surfer back in the day. Or he'd go up there and throw all their tackle box, everything. What are you doing, man? Beat it,
Oh,
but
funny.
There's always, back in the day, there's guys, older guys that will hold that spot down. The fisherman, no one getting in your way. So.
What do you think? Is it? I don't know. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like the difference today, surfing the pier in 1985 or 89 or something.
Yeah. So kind of talked about there was always guys. Actually, Northside used to be way better before they rebuilt the pier.
Okay.
Because the pier was shorter. I think now the swell kind of moves through the pier. I think it takes a lot of energy. I remember the old pier. Every once in a while, you get one from the pier peak to those bathrooms, the new bathrooms or whatever. But some of the Souths, remember some just all-time days out there, man. And like I say, used to think it was crowded, but compared to now, like nothing.
Okay.
Like now when they're calling for swell, you can't get a parking place after 6 o'clock or something,
dude,
It's insane. They come from all directions. And before they shut down the COVID, there's that one really good day. I rolled my bike down. I surfed kind of just north of North Coast Village, trying to find a little nook and cranny. But there's peaks all over, and I think because a lot of beaches were closed then, everyone flocked to Oceanside.
That's true.
That last day was, I've never seen anything like that. Just so many people in the water from North Jetty probably to Cassidy Street.
Wow.
It was an epic day though. But definitely a lot more people in the water, and then and then the older guys who had time in the water, you're not going to get in their wave. Like, they earn that spot. So, there's a couple guys out there still that can get the waves they want. But yeah, like I said, I kind of paddle out, say what's up to everyone, and roll down the beach. And
Okay.
yeah.
What about do you have I guess when you look out your window, does that motivate you to surf, or is that because you can see the waves?
Yeah. Like I kind of talked to you a little bit before.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can kind of, it's not that great. So you go back to bed. Where before I would have drove, even though I'm only driving a mile, couldn't see it. So you're just up and out there, got your coffee already and you're on it. So a little lazier, but sometimes like, if I got 45 minutes, I can roll down and get a half hour sesh, So especially working in yard stuff, you get all hot and sweaty. You go out there and
cool down.
Yeah. So,
and then you're traveling. You said you've been surfing lowers a lot lately.
Yeah, quite a bit. Last fall, I started going up there.
Where's that motivation at?
So surfing out here, it's been so crowded, and the waves aren't that great. You're trying to fit a turn or two in. Where up there, like I said, I kind of sit with the groms or, inside a little bit more. But you get one of those waves, you get 3 or 4 turns. So a couple waves, you get more turns up there than you do in paddling around out here for 2 hours. And level of surfing, guys kind of know what's going on up there. Where here's a lot of beginners where you're flying down the line and they don't look back, they're just trying to catch a wave and get to their feet. So up there, there's more etiquette and getting to know a bunch of the guys. And if someone goes up there and starts being an idiot, they'll call them out of the water, man. Everyone, so I got to watch your P's and Q's, and like one session, I just had a wave and I paddled back out and I got another one, Greedy Tom was coming out and someone called me out. It's like, well, okay, yeah, I'll mellow out a little bit. I'm getting a little excited, I get my tail up in that lip, it's starting to light up, but so yeah, just trying to
how'd that conversation go?
Not really a conversation. You say, "Oh, you just had one," but I know him now. We always say what's up, and I'm kind of fitting up in with the guys up there. Yeah, and we hoot each other on. So if you guys know you haven't had one for a little while, they'll give away that too, and
really,
and they're going to get one back. I kind of talked about just staying busy on the inside, not sitting out the back and set waves. Just little in-betweeners, medium runners, that's what I'm looking for, just so you get 4 or 5 turns off, and it feels good being able to just get a quality wave that has this nice transition and pretty much any turn you want to do, that's a little skate park right there. Yeah, there's always a little lip. You can just...
How do you bring that etiquette here to home? Is there any way, or that's just never going to happen?
Yeah, I don't really see it happening. I don't know,
because it's a beach break maybe versus,
beginners, you can kind of just try to share, even guys are good, even duck diving, I'll try to, dude, just sink your nose, put your knee on the board, start off duck diving with your knee and your foot. I'll give little pointers, when you're paddling for a wave, make sure there's no one at the peak,
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys will just yell and go off the guy, but he's not going to learn anything from that, try to pretend it's like your little cousin or your nephew or something.
That's a good idea.
You just need to educate him somewhat, look back, where now you're at the peak paddling and there's 3 guys down the line just paddling, and see so many waves, they blow it for the guy that's at the peak. Like if one guy's paddling, well then don't paddle, that's his wave. You wait until you're at the peak, and then no one's going to be dropping in on you, So they just need to learn etiquette. There's so many people started surfing this last year. I don't think a lot of them don't really have a clue,
Yeah.
So,
well, since some of the really good kids too are starting so young at surfing, but you started a little later on.
Yeah.
How was that for you to learn etiquette, or was it a different time?
Well, it was just totally different times, Yeah.
You would get screamed at.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay.
I did this contest at Seaside, the CSA. I'm in the heat. I'm going. I dropped in on this guy, and then after the heat, I'm standing there, by the judges and everything. This guy comes running up and shoves the nose of his board in my bottom of the board, pushes me, dude, what are you doing? I go, I was in the heat, sorry.
He wasn't in the heat?
Lifeguards were there and everything. The guy almost got arrested, But Seaside, dude, there's spots that have gnarly locals, and it was really good, but I kind of needed that wave right there. Sorry, bro.
You ruined your board.
Yeah. So,
when was that? What year was that?
That was probably 87,
Okay.
86, 87 or something.
He would have went to jail today.
Yeah,
for sure.
totally. Yeah. And then, yeah, like back in the day, we'd get slapped down, and now parents are sitting on the beach with their lawyers and stuff,
That's true, yeah.
like you said, you get arrested, you get court day, like, yeah, none of that was happening back then, so
so
yeah.
What about social media? Are you on there? And what do you feel about
I
it?
am. Lately, just been sharing a bunch of good times I have my grandkids and stuff.
Oh, cool.
But once in a while, I'll throw a throwback picture on there and stuff.
Okay.
But cool to just be able to keep in touch and then you can see someone you haven't seen for a little while. Oh, man,
Is that how
that trip you had was insane. Yeah, I like those shots. Or,
doesn't have to be on
it's pretty
surfing,
cool.
though.
Yeah, not surfing or just what people are doing in life. Yeah.
Your family in Missouri. Is that where you get a hold of them?
They follow me on Facebook. I have a cousin in Pennsylvania kind of been talking to a little bit here and there, but don't really keep in touch with them too much, but they'll like my posts and stuff. I think it's good to, you can kind of know what's going on in people's lives and stuff. And, pretty cool. But like I said, I wish we had that back today so you could see.
Do you wish?
Maybe, I don't know. I think just for the surfing part so you can see but Lams is connecting turns and stuff. Like that's how people learn. That's how kids got the level of surfing has got to it. That's maybe why I wish I had it. I think we had it pretty good. Just like those mainland Mex trips, we didn't have cell phones. Like I once a week, I try to maybe.
Do you have evidence of those waves?
No. Pasquale's. There's some guys from San Clemente we met down there. John Douglas had this wave, like Mac and Wright. He laid drop, the lip clipped his head as he's pulling in. Dude, he bit a hole through his tongue, pulled up in the barrel, and these guys from San Clemente got it on video. We never met up. We never saw that footage, but
so it's out there.
But it's like some from San Clemente, 85, 86. You have that footage. Love to see it. But yeah, we lost John Douglas. He had some brain aneurysms. It happened to him a couple times in the water. Someone pulled him out of the water at Buck. Jerry, not sure his last name, but he lives on his boat right here in the harbor. He pulled him out of the water here, and brain aneurysm. They induced a coma. He never came out of it. Yeah, super talented guy and really fun guy to hang out with. And then Paula, his sister, passed away just a couple years ago too. Some gnarly infection. Yeah, not
Life's
really any.
precious.
I got a couple photos like Punta de Mita and stuff when we're on the beach. A couple little backside turns, Punta de Mita, but yeah. A lot of the good ways, we're all out there surfing. So, like, John probably took one, after he went in, I was still out there or something. So, I got some, actually, I could pull out I got a photo book of pretty thick album. A couple of them I lost. Here's a little story, too. Oceansides, buddy John, I think it was 6th Street, right behind Pappy's. He lived in one of those houses. It's all new townhomes there, but he had an apartment there, and so that's where my photo albums got ripped off. But so 4th of July, there's no parking around in town, so we can charge $5 for parking. We're out there waving them in, dude. We got like all this money. We went over to Pappy's, got a keg, and we had a good 4th of July. Filled up the parking lot, a little dirt lot right next to the tracks right there. You can do that now. It's all paved now, but that was our lot for that 4th of July.
There you go.
Made it pretty fun.
Yeah, totally. All right. And then, let's go back to the movies and the social media. Back in the day, they had an hour movie or something,
Yeah.
I don't know, like Wave Warriors or something.
Yeah.
So you could watch, you rewatch it. You said Performers.
Yeah.
How many times did you watch that movie?
I don't know.
Millions,
man.
probably.
Until we wore that tape out.
Yeah. But now it's like,
at least,
you see one clip on Instagram and then it's kind of gone.
Yeah.
So you don't get to study, truly study. I don't think they are.
And like La Paloma back in the day, we'd go there, we see a movie coming in and just the energy, all the hooting going on.
Beer drinking.
It's like I'm still hooting out in the water. Guys hardly ever hoot anymore.
That's true,
I see a beautiful wave coming in, I'm hooting for you. It's like, pump it up out here. Let's go. It's silent. Like,
I got a question. I think like where I grew up, like you knew almost everyone in the water.
Yeah.
So you're always hooting somebody up because
it used to be.
If they
like
weren't
that
your
here,
friends,
and now it's like
maybe that's why the hooting's gone.
Yeah.
Because it's some random guy you've never seen before, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean,
but even strangers, like if it's a beautiful wave, I'm hooting.
Are
It's
you?
like I'm letting it out, man. I got some stoke to share. Yeah, it's
cool.
like,
all right,
yeah.
all right, and life. Are you glad you surfed your whole life or most of it?
Oh yeah, it's kept me out of a lot of trouble for sure.
Has
yeah,
it?
What a healthy escape. Yeah, just like kind of touched on before, traffic, going to work, like day-to-day life, being able to paddle out in the ocean, like so thankful. I just said that this morning, like stand-up paddler, older guy. It's like, oh man, the conditions were so good. Like, yeah, but we're out here paddling, man. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's all in your attitude.
Yeah, don't, like I said before, don't take things for granted because you blow your knee out and then you're out of the water for 6 months. You don't know what's going to happen. So,
yeah. And then exposure. Would you want to be? Did you ever want to be in the mags? Or are you kind of glad?
I kind of did. I had a couple. So Nezzy was using me on some ads. You know, I got a couple of photos in there. I was pretty stoked. Like one of the trade shows that went to in San Diego, that Automatic Mag did a little interview, and I got some photos on there. And
cool.
Nezzy had the ad in the back cover, and all these Automatic Mag you see him laying just on the sidewalk. They're all over the place, dude. Like a picture of me right there.
That's cool.
A little boosting one,
Yeah.
World Force, Steve Moss, he's a good guy. Helped me out with suits and stuff. He used me in an ad too. But so yeah, stoked to have a couple shots out there for sure. Yeah.
Were you ever looking for it, or were you kind of like?
My buddy Dan Jenkins, he's living in Costa Rica now, but me and Sean Murphy did the trip with him. Dan Jenkins, I spent a lot of time with him. We had a really good shot north side of the pier. We gave that slide to MCD. So when I was doing those contests, I had a little buzzer beater at San Clemente Pier to make it through my heat. And Crookshanks, dude, let's hook it with MCD, They started paying my entry fees,
Really?
So, yeah.
Cool.
So, little buzzer beater. But, we gave that slide to MCD. They never used it or anything, but it's a pretty sick shot. And then Nezzy had a banner of it. They had it in South O Surf Shop. And Dave Wong's little South O Surf Shop he had there for a little bit. I don't know who got that, but I would love to have that thing. It's a pretty sick shot, yeah.
I know, like now you'd be on Instagram, you just snapshot it.
Yeah.
All right, Tom, you got any final words here?
Not enough love out there. Just show love. I think about, dude, that's your little nephew, pal. Like, give one up, man. He'll give you one someday. But, and then, I don't know, whether you're in the water, driving, whatever, dude, just like, road rage, all that. Live aloha, show a little love, Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Keep it positive.
All right.
Enjoy what you got when you got it.
For sure. Dude, I gotta remember those words, actually. Some days. All right, everybody. This is Mike and Tom. We're checking out. All right. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Woo. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Please follow us on Instagram and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Give us 5 stars if you listen to us on Apple. And do me a favor and tell a friend that QuiverCast is back. I'd like to thank Blue Factory and Dave Hegstrom for the music. And I'll see you on the lineup. Hey, you guys, Endless Summer box set. This thing is legit. It's authentic, numbered certificate in it. It has a 5-frame film strip from the original print. You will literally own a piece of history. It has a specially minted bronze medallion. Dude, that thing's sick. Okay, there's so much more here. Go to the show notes. There's a link on there. Go check this piece of history out. This thing's rad. Seriously. Smithsonian American History Museum has it. It took 4 years of research with 3.5 in production, all hand assembled. This thing's rad. So much to this awesome box set. Remastered DVD, sharper images than the original film, but dude, this thing's so sick. Link in the show notes.